Hi everyone and welcome to Beautiful Within. So I thought in my series of DIY videos I would be sharing today with you how I make rose water at home. So it's been a long time since I purchased any rose water. The last time I purchased it was khadi. These days I'm trying to make rose water at home only, and it's pretty easy, so I thought I'll share the technique with you. For that you would need some rose petals. These, as you can see, just a second, I'll adjust the camera. These, as you can see, are the rose petals that I've taken. This is about two roses. About two roses. You have to just take the petals and discard the rest of the rose. So this is the first thing. Then you would need a bhagoni or a pan like this, so that you can cook the rose water in it, and some purified water. Now, just to tell you, you have to ideally you should be using distilled water, but in case you don't have distilled water, you can use purified water as well, as I do. So let's get started. Firstly, take the rose petals in a bowl, and you have to wash them. Make sure that you are washing all the rose petals properly so that they get free from pesticides. I would also suggest that you use the rose of one color only, one particular color. Otherwise, because each colored rose has its different fragrance, so the fragrance mixing might not go too well. Also, if you can find desi gulab somewhere, they are the best. Here I'm using red roses. So wash them properly, firstly in running water and then in a bowl like this. Next, you have to cover a saucepan with the petals like this, like whatever the washed petals you have got. Cover them at the bottom of the saucepan. Post this, I'll be pouring water over it. Next, in the petals, you have to add this much of water. So for two roses, you have to add around 250 ml to 300 ml of water. So I'll be pouring it in the pan, and then I'll be putting it on the gas. Next, put the pan on sim on the gas. As you can see, it is at proper sim. Do not let this mixture boil, or you don't have to bring it to a boil. Just leave it like this for 20 minutes. I will also be covering it with a lid, and just leave it like this for 20 minutes. Then we'll see after 20 minutes what are the next steps. Next, you have to sieve the mixture in a jug, as I'm pouring it in a jug. As you can see, the rose petals, if you can see, have lost their color totally, and the color would come actually in the rose water. Now, as you can see, the rose water is pretty dark in color. Now it is going to remain this way. It can go lighter. If you want to use a lighter rose water, you can use white rose also with it, but ultimately the benefits are the same, but just that the rose water would be a little darker in color because you have used a darker rose, and you're not using any preservatives and chemicals in it. So this rose water I mostly store in a glass jar, and I store it in the fridge. You can store this in the fridge for about a week, post which you have to discard it and make a new one. So this is my review of, it's not a review. This was my technique to make rose water at home. Do try this at home and tell me how you liked it. Until then, bye-bye.